Hello and welcome to the NFL Offseason Podcast. I'm your host, Lou DB, and we're filled here by a room full of a hero, Dave Kress. What up, Dave?
Hey, boss. Thanks for having me.
Sure. We also have from the we'll put the plug in. He is very familiar with the sport football, but his background podcast-wise is the Puckett Podcast on iTunes, and it's a hockey podcast. Jordan Hanscom. What's going on, Hanscom?
Going pretty well. Haven't really talked about football, considering that it's March, hockey playoff race and such. But
this is a nice
to be here, and it's a nice.
Wait, are you telling me you don't like free agency and all the things going on in the NFL right now?
It's kind of the doldrums.
I'm gonna put an advertise. I'm gonna advertise real quick. Stay tuned for an NFL offseason versus Puckett Podcast debate show. That'll be up on iTunes and on both websites. That'll be up by this weekend, where we debate the NFL offseason team goes against the Puckett Podcast. Even though I'm part of that, we debate what is the better, more dominant sport.
What side are you on there? Host of the Puckett Podcast.
We'll have to tune in.
Oh.
Okay. We're also joined by the Real Bills Now blog host, a friend of the show that's been on a lot, and we're glad to be back. Joined again, Brendan Harrington. What's going on, Brendan?
I'm doing pretty well.
You better not be a scumbag the last time.
He's saving it. Okay, we're
a lot more heated here.
It is.
Than the
you should have been here last time. This is an intense. You can feel the heat here.
Yeah, Puckett only gets heated with the Toronto Maple Leafs conversation.
True. Okay, so let's get into it. We're going to talk about the free agency, which has been the subject of the week here in the NFL. There's been so much that's happened, so many signings. We can't list each one. I'd like to talk about a couple key ones, whichever ones you guys would like to talk about. So first, we're going to do this. We'll name two teams, the two teams in the AFC and the NFC that you thought had the best who had the best free agency so far, because today is only Friday. There's much more signings to come. Dave, we'll start with you.
Well, I'll go with one in the AFC. And I like, they haven't done much, but what they did was very effective. The New England Patriots. They brought in two good corners. Is it true about Browner?
It is.
Alright, so they got Browner and Darrelle Revis, and they lost Aqib Talib, and now their cornerbacks are double than what they had last year.
True.
I would agree with Dave. I think New England by far did the best in the AFC.
No way.
So not Denver.
Oh, the AFC. We're talking about the AFC.
We'll do one team for the AFC and one for the NFC.
New England's moves were their obvious need, their most jarring need, and they addressed it, to the point that they now have a secondary that can rival Seattle.
But their obvious need is receiver.
That's not
Is
obvious.
it? I think cornerback.
The Patriots? The Patriots lost to the Broncos because, they couldn't stop. They lost to which showed how bad that hurt them, but they can't keep up with those receivers.
The Patriots
I don't care how good Brady is.
The Patriots could play me at receiver. I could have a good 10 catches in 1 year.
I don't think
Patriots
so. You're selling yourself.
He's right. Patriots can throw anyone in at receiver. We've seen it year in year.
But it didn't work though.
If they end up getting
they went to the AFC Championship.
They would have got squandered.
They get a couple bounces. They could beat Denver.
True, but now look at what Denver did. I'm going to go before Brendan. Sorry, Brendan. I say Denver had the best free agency in the AFC, and it's not. Everyone likes the DeMarcus Ware signing. Even people that don't know football pretty much know who DeMarcus Ware is, correct? I don't know. But
DeMarcus Ware is a washed up.
They got Aqib Talib, who a lot of people are saying that could be the one pick that's the one free agent that's probably not the most solidified. But the one that I like is getting T.J. Ward, the safety from Cleveland. He can almost play as your fifth linebacker a lot of time. He's great against the run. I think that this is a totally revamped defense. You can just tell that Denver's going all in now. And I'm a bit concerned for them, though, for the future, as this could end up being another Oakland Raiders team once Peyton Manning's gone, with a bunch of holes because of what they did to go all in now. Because DeMarcus Ware is only on a 2-year deal.
Yeah, but Brendan, how can you say DeMarcus Ware is an old piece of...
He's washed up. What did he do last year? He played almost every single game. He only had 6 sacks. That's his only thing. That's the only game
Brendan,
Alright, the Cowboys had the worst defense in the NFL. The Cowboys had the worst defense in the
That was
NFL.
their secondary.
Because of the secondary. Alright, why didn't they stop their own?
Okay, I'm not saying it was just because of them, but DeMarcus Ware was hurt the entire time. Maybe that's why, too. Get your facts straight.
He played, every single...
He missed 6 games.
He missed 6 games.
Fine, he played...
You're stupid.
Oh my
Okay,
gosh.
Dave, keep it.
Alright, now let me
keep
tell
it
you who I
level.
think had the best.
Who?
I would say that either the Patriots or Broncos had the best, but I think one of the teams that stood out to me were the Raiders.
I thought you were gonna say
They got a couple of
stood
guys.
out. Yeah, stood out because how terrible they were. They lost Lamar.
They just filled a spot.
And defense to the elite.
They lost Lamar Houston, who was one of the
Oh
next
my-
top tier.
And that's what they do. They
passers in the
filled it
NFL.
with Tuck. They
And Lamar Woodley, they were too old. They swapped them for Justin Tucker and Lamar Woodley. They were two old guys with far less potential than Lamar Houston.
I don't like being a 4-12 team that just swaps out players.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, you have to keep-
That's
you
a
have to
much
keep
big
your point.
Okay, I want to hear why though. They also lost Jake Valadier, their best offensive tackle to the Arizona Cardinals. They also then getting a new offensive tackle,
They got
Roger
two offensive
Stafford.
linemen.
He failed his physical for Oakland. He's back in St. Louis now. So now they overpaid for Austin Howard from the Jets, who's an overpaid left tackle who's had one good year.
I don't
The
think
Raiders have all this
had a
cap
really
room.
good free agency so far, though.
Okay, I agree.
I'm waiting for it to say someone else.
What about Cleveland? They got
I didn't hate
Dante Whitner and Carlos Dansby.
They overpaid for
I agree.
freaking
Dante
Dante
was
Whitner.
not very good.
What the hell are all these teams
see-
doing signing all these defensive backs for like giving them quarterback freaking money?
Last time we were on the show, we had Brendan on. It was a huge debate about how good Cleveland's potential is going to be, and we said me and Dave both like their potential if they got a quarterback. But I do agree here that Dante Whitner and Carlos Dansby are iffy signings. First off, you downgrade at safety, losing T.J. Ward, and you're paying Dante Whitner more money. And you could have got Ward for the same price, if not less. And then you're paying a lot of money for a pretty old linebacker who benefited from the Cardinals scheme.
Lost Jaquan Jackson.
Yeah.
But say the Browns also released Brandon Weeden and Jason Campbell, so now they're down to just Brian.
Oh, you know they're drafting someone.
And
No, they also have Alex Tandy.
as of recent events, I would say the Bills had a better couple days than overall than the Browns did. I think the Bills addressed their needs very well.
I think the Browns did what they said.
But they also lost
No,
third.
listen to me.
They
I think
did,
the Bills
it's
did
a
it.
free safety. A free safety is a position that can be filled pretty. It's not as important a position as inside linebacker or cornerback.
All right, the Bills did what they said they were going to do. They kept who they could. They weren't going to keep Bird because he was asking for like top quarterback money almost.
That was just a poor negotiation all around. It was just Bird was very stubborn. He was set on leaving, and I think he just never bothered to really tell the Bills that he was set.
You know what? The Saints can have. Who cares?
True. But I want to hear this because all three of you are Bills fans, so I want to get the perspective on what you think about the Bird situation and where does this leave the Bills for safeties.
Well,
Start with Dave.
I think the Bills have to re-sign Jim Leonard.
Okay. Hands good.
well, as Brennan would say, Brennan really.
Okay, don't target Brendan the
Brendan's
entire.
gonna take what he can get. 2 minutes after Bird was officially gone, Brendan tweeted, "This guy named Jarius." That's how he started out his tweet.
Well, yeah, but you can't blame him for
What
being
the
upset
hell?
for the Bills losing
Oh
their
my
best
gosh, what a
player.
great point! This guy named Jarius. Holy
But
crap.
Bills' best defensive player is not Jairus Bird. Mario Williams is easily
Okay.
the
Yeah.
best defensive
No,
player.
no, he
It's
was
debatable, though.
Three guys
It's
better
not.
than him.
It's not
that's
debatable.
not true.
Yes, it
Mario
is.
Williams had what?
14
14 and a half.
14 and a half sacks last year.
The Bills led the league in
is the best
sacks.
player on
Mario Williams is the best pass rusher in the NFL, hands down.
Jerry Hughes had 10 sacks.
Jerry
The Bills were not.
Was it more Mario Williams benefiting off
our
his
secondary still struggle? Isn't Jairus Bird supposed to be the captain of our secondary?
Jairus Bird was
Our
hurt.
secondary
He came back
still
week
struggles.
6 and
Jairus Bird came back week 6.
Plantar fasciitis.
he came back.
The plantar fasciitis.
Oh yeah.
Where's some insoles? Where's some Dr.
Okay,
Scholl's?
even if it doesn't matter why he was sidelined, he was sidelined, so you can't blame for how bad the secondary was on Jerry's Bird.
Yeah, but Jerry's Bird, when he came back, he played lights out, so I don't know.
He did.
It was a
What do you mean you play
negotiation.
that time? Please explain to me.
He didn't play that great.
He played
Week
Our
6 when he
secondary
came
was
back,
still
we
weak.
played worse than
Yeah,
we did in the
it was the weak link of the defense.
Yes, it was
But
definitely.
that was also because of lack of corner depth, too. Stephon Gilmore came back, like, what, week 8, was it?
But
Right? And he had a club on his hand for like 2 weeks, so...
We were playing really well on
That's the past
defense
anyway.
until Jairus Bird
I'd
came
much
back.
rather look for the future with the
I'm not
Actually, yeah, you might be
Bills
right.
I am right.
7 right now, which could be like a 3-4-4-3 flex using Kyle Williams, Darius, Mario Williams in like a three-man down format with Lawson, Kiko, Keith Rivers, and who's the recent guy they just got?
Brandon Sparks.
Brandon Spikes.
They didn't get him yet.
They
didn't.
they said that it's rumored that it's almost done. It's being negotiated.
Yeah, but then another guy on ESPN said that's not true.
Yeah, it's close.
Brennan makes up an interesting point, though. The Bills did lose Bird for a couple weeks, and they weren't playing all too bad. They had some... I mean, Mikel Roby was... And I looked on this on me and a friend of the podcast were looking at Pro Football Focus and their statistics. Mikel Roby was one of the top, if not the top.
He was
I think
top.
he was like third or second statistically as one of the most efficient slot corners in the NFL.
Yeah.
I think Roby has a promising future with the Bills as well.
Yeah.
This just in, the Titans have released Ryan Fitzpatrick.
No, woo! Could the Eagles possibly get Ryan Fitzpatrick? Who's losing Michael Vick? Yes!
Ryan Fitzpatrick?
I think the Philadelphia Eagles do. I think they go get him.
Maybe the Bills' new quarterback coach wants him.
I think you'll see.
I want
Ryan
my
Fitzpatrick.
goal in a backup quarterback is a backup quarterback that can win games.
Alright, let's not talk about Ryan
Okay,
Fitzpatrick.
Ryan Fitzpatrick has been a starter for a couple of years. He can win games if he needs to. Has he ever seen that? What if he went to Philadelphia? He's never seen an offense like that. I don't think he could utilize it as well as other players. But he might not be. He might be more effective.
He had
than
an offense in Buffalo entirely built around his skills, and he still failed.
Which were.
Quick slants, and
But he also had players that after the catch couldn't make much out of it.
recognition was terrible. Need I say more about the Week 1 interception?
Philadelphia is perfect. Philadelphia is
Week 1 first drive. Oh my
It wasn't the first
god!
drive. The first drive was the Revis catch.
Philadelphia is a
It was
perfect
like
fit
later
for
in the
quick.
game
Hey,
with
hey,
the
hey!
Bears.
Quick slant and screens is what Philadelphia's offense is made from with all their speedy guys. Also, newly acquired Darren Sproles. I'll get to that in a little bit.
Speedy
He'll be perfect there. Deshaun Jackson, Jeremy
Speedy on
Maclin.
slants or speedy on deep balls?
Quick route, intermediate routes. The Eagles do that.
I
Eagles
still
do
have
that.
to see that Fitzpatrick can throw it over 50 yards.
Okay, we know that, but you just said the Bills' offense was built around him. So is the Eagles, just not on purpose.
What about Nick Foles?
Alright, let's talk.
So I'm just saying in an injury situation. I'm not saying Ryan
No, yeah,
Fitzpatrick's
back to
coming
the
and
Bills
stuck.
cornerbacks. You had something to say. They were, like, the thing about their safeties is Aaron Williams was his first year converting over to safety, but because of the lack of corners, he had to convert back to cornerback for a few games,
And he
then
played
got
really
injured
well.
himself. He got injured too.
But he still played really well.
Yeah, he played good, but it doesn't matter. He was
played
a
well.
safety again. The Bills just re-signed him. So
what?
So
I don't understand your point. You need to make a point.
I'm getting to my point.
Alright, go ahead.
So what? Oh my gosh. I think that if Aaron Williams starts next year, I don't think the Bird loss is going to be that big. And they just signed cornerback Corey Graham, so he's going to be. I think that's going to be a big addition too.
They
I do like
overpaid
Corey
Corey Graham.
They overpaid.
Definitely.
It's
He's getting paid more than
He's a good player.
They're not a team, but the Bills are not a team that I worry about them overpaying. I want them to overpay because they've rarely done that in the past, and now that they're overpaying, it shows that they have a desire to win.
Okay, let's move on to the NFC. Now
I
we
feel
can talk about the Cowboys.
like
go ahead.
everyone in free agency is getting overpaid.
It's
Free agency. Here's the point about free agency that everybody that doesn't approve of
They
going
overpay.
deep end is people overplay for players that other teams did not want enough to go all in for. And you don't see a team, and people say this all the time, you don't see a team win a Super Bowl off of going all in. Look at the Eagles in 2011, look at the Dolphins last season. You have to balance it out, you have to build through the draft, and at the same time sign certain players, not get every name there is, get certain players that fit your scheme. And that it doesn't matter if you sign a bunch of okay players. If you sign two impactful players, like some teams did last year,
Seattle
make a
did
huge
that
difference.
perfectly.
Exactly.
They waited until all the big moves were done.
They got
and then
Cliff Hazel,
then
they got
just
Percy
scooped up
Harvin.
a bunch of
Right.
guys for like bargains.
And that fit in perfectly, and then that was perfect. That's like Michael Bennett, and that's why he's now getting rewarded for a new contract this season.
Kind of like the Patriots this year.
Maybe, yeah. True. They're making one big move, but I don't know. It's
They did it smartly with the team option for the second year, but like $12 million is a lot for
for a
one guy.
quarterback, especially for 2 years. Brandon Browner, by the way, will also be out
Not
for the
2 years
first
again?
1 year. Brandon Browner,
1 year with
he's
the
a
team
2
option.
yeah. Brandon Browner also will be out for 4 games due to the suspension that he's being let back in.
I think the only DB that was not overpaid this year was Revis.
was not overpaid. So you're saying T.J. Ward was overpaid for at $5.5
He
million?
was definitely overpaid for it. Did you know his name before last year? Before the 2013 season?
TJ Ward, yes.
Pretty sure you didn't.
Oh, you know.
How
You're saying for one of the best safeties in the league at $5.5 million is
in the NFL?
Brendan, $5.5 million is a bargain for a player like that.
Am I wrong that he was the one with the pick six against the Bills?
He was.
In the Thursday night game.
Yes,
Oh
he
my
was.
gosh! Did
You
you
wanna
see
know
that
what's the
freaking
bargain?
throw?
It was a bad throw, but it was a
That's a bargain. Both
They're
Colin
sharing a
Kaepernick
bunch.
and Russell Westbrook
Or no, Russell Wilson. They're both paying under, both getting under $1 million.
Because if they're on the rookie contract, you freaking idiot.
I'm sorry, but I was interrupted for this.
Freaking idiot.
This is how it goes every podcast they're on. This is why I try to limit it.
I was interrupted.
Guys, keep it.
You don't restructure your contract.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't. You have to. According to the new CBA, they're not allowed to. Let's.
You two also have to jaw on each other's necks the entire
So
show.
why are you saying they're making less than $1 million?
How are these two going to join
saying.
forces on the next show?
That's not
I don't know.
stupid. You
It'll be
have
fun
to
to
I'm
see.
do
just
that.
saying that's a good deal for them, and then they're both gonna get paid.
Alright.
100.
People that are probably not Bills fans have probably turned this off by now. We're 15 minutes in.
Okay, I'm gonna make my NFC pick. For
Go ahead.
Best free agency of the
Thank you.
NFC.
This is obvious.
You can also do people that have taken care of their own players. It's not going after one big guy. You can also do that.
This is
I like
obvious.
Cam Bateman.
Yeah.
I agree. Not
I
saying
like that they were smart enough to get rid of the ridiculous Revis contract.
Yeah.
And they just assessed their defensive needs, and they made a lot of smart moves overall in the offseason.
I agree. My take on Tampa Bay is Michael Johnson. I think they paid a little bit too much. I think they could have got maybe a more impactful pass rusher. I like him because he only had 3.5 sacks last year, but the year before he did have 11. So I think he fits Lovie Smith's scheme. I'm skeptical. This clearly shows they don't believe in Mike Glennon after they named Josh McCown their guy. But I think this shows that he's also going to draft a guy, because if your guy's a 37-year-old quarterback, you know that you have to get someone else for the future as well to be your guy. So he is the guy for now. I love the Alteron Werner pickup. They got him for a bargain. They cleared up room from the Darrell Revis and he's lower, obviously, than Darrell Revis, who's the best corner in the league. To me, I know you can talk about Richard Sherman and Patrick Peterson. I really like that signing as well, but I'm going to choose my team. I know it's biased. The Philadelphia Eagles, they took care of all their players first. They got Macklin done. They got Cooper done. They signed Jason Peters and Jason Kelsey, who are the best offensive linemen on their maybe two of the best players on the entire team. And then they made a couple impactful moves. They got Malcolm Jenkins from the Saints, who's an impactful safety that'll fit. And then they got Darren Sproles in a trade, and match made in heaven with Chip Kelly.
And Peters is a Hall of Famer. So
Jason Peters, yes.
is a very good.
So they made sure they
He's
lost.
a Hall of Famer.
Yes,
he is
he
a
is.
Hall of Famer. He's a pro.
And it's so impressive. It's so impressive that he came into the Buffalo Bills as a tight end, and he developed into what he is now.
And
as
the Bills
terrific.
traded him for mediocre center. That was one of the
That's
most
a question.
embarrassing.
Who did they trade him for?
They traded him for Eric Wood. It was a
trade him for
essentially they
Eric Wood.
traded him for a first round pick, which they used on Eric Wood.
Eric
It was
Wood's
one of the most. They
freaking
traded a
centers in
Hall
the
of Fame tackle for Eric Wood.
Eric Wood.
Think about that.
Yeah, I
Jason
agree.
Peters isn't going to go to the Hall of Fame. Why would he go to the Hall of Fame?
Why wouldn't he? Why don't
He's a.
Has he been
Why don't you answer your question? Stop answering your questions with questions and make a
He
nice
is.
point.
He is dominant. He's a tackle. He's dominant.
Last year, let's see, 2 years ago.
One and done, man.
Look at that. Don't answer that question.
Hey, 1999.
What?
Scrub.
Don't answer that
I don't know why
question.
you think
Okay, that's how. Come on.
not bad at all.
He's mediocre. He's not a Hall of Famer.
Alright, let me just tell you who I thought had the worst free agency in the NFC.
Of course, the negative Nancy wants to
Here
go
come the
negative. Wait, before you even okay, so go. I want to hear it.
The Saints were trying to clear space for Jimmy Graham. That's what they said. And then they traded away Darren Sproles, who was a big player for them. And they pick up Jairus Byrd, overpay him by maybe $5 million.
They overpaid Bird. They
Yes.
definitely overpaid Bird. He's a free safety.
No matter what, someone's going to overpay for Bird.
Jimmy Graham's gone. They don't even have money to pay for him.
Yeah, he
No,
got
they
franchise tags.
No, you're wrong.
He did get franchise
He got
tags.
franchise tag.
Yeah, he got franchise tag, but they gave him the non-exclusive franchise tag, which means they have to come up with the money before they pay him, and they don't have the money right now.
It's not true.
Yes, it is. Look it up.
That's why they traded Sproles.
Look it up.
That's why they traded
Such
Sproles.
a dumbass.
They traded Sproles, but then they picked up Bird.
They franchised
They did,
him.
but they wouldn't have signed
How
Bird.
do you think the mic can hear you?
What's going on here, boys?
They non-exclusively.
It doesn't matter. Teams have to give them. Alright, so you're saying they can't come up with $5 million? Or like $6 million?
No, they don't have enough room in the cap space.
Okay, I want to talk about.
They definitely.
Wait, first, now I want to hear what Dave's best NFC team was. I'd like to get it.
Wait, there's an NFC?
I know that. I mean, this entire podcast is NFC favored. But that's okay. Let's talk, Dave. Best NFC team.
sometime today.
Shut up. I don't want to be boring here. I tried to think of another team, but I have to go with the Buccaneers.
Well, yeah, no.
I mean, they clearly were. They made a ton of
I agree with the Buccaneers. I just didn't want to just say that thing.
Okay, Brandon, what about you? Who had the best? No, not the worst.
Bucks, but
Oh, okay. So, we all decided Tampa's good. I picked the Eagles, but okay.
I just like the Packers move they just made.
You're plucking.
I like the Packers move they just made. They re-signed B.J. Raji for 1 year.
It's a good move, but I also like them. I also like them re-signing Steve Shields.
Yeah.
Steve Shields.
You want to talk about Steve?
Sam Shields. I'm sorry. Sam Shields. Hey, we all make mistakes.
Shields is going after snow.
I also like, and don't get me. To me, does anybody else sense a drop in the San Francisco? Does anybody else see the 49ers as a potential slump season this year, like the Atlanta Falcons last year? Wait before I know. Okay, wait, because the Arizona Cardinals are a 10-6 football team who just got the last time they made an impactful move to get an offensive tackle like Velbier, I don't remember the last time they've had an impactful offensive lineman. They're getting Jonathan Cooper back.
They could have used some offensive.
They're getting Jonathan Cooper back in the offensive guard. Andre Ellington's become another year improved. Michael Floyd took that step. That defense is incredible still. I think San Fran might slip. They got Blaine Gabbert and Jonathan Martin.
San Fran has probably the worst quarterback of
Yeah.
that. The young,
the label that everyone says are young.
Besides maybe RG3, but
They have the
injury.
Right. But then you could also label there's a certain group of
Kaepernick makes some throws that you were like, why?
But then also he makes some throws that you say, wow. Like the NFC Championship
game. Luck's obviously the best.
You're saying that Colin Kaepernick's the worst quarterback of that class.
He's
of the young guys
has proved that he's a winner.
Andy Dalton.
Is Andy Dalton in the?
He was in the same draft. Like some people see there's a certain level.
Throws than Colin Kaepernick.
I see where he's coming from. He's thinking of like Cam Newton, RG3, Andrew Luck, Colin Kaepernick, Russell Wilson, and then there's another tier. There's like a couple tiers of guys. Because then you got like EJ Gino, you got Andy Dalton.
They don't EJ Gino. No, they're a different thing because their draft didn't have a major like wow factor.
Right.
Yeah, but I just.
But also Nick Foles is part of that class because he was drafted a couple picks behind Russell Wilson. You'd rather start your franchise off with Nick Foles and Colin Kaepernick?
Yes.
I don't know. I feel like Foles is about to reach his ceiling already, which is why I'm still concerned about him being the answer.
I disagree with Hanskin's remark. First of all, Kaepernick's way better than RG3, or at least what we've seen.
Way
RG3's rookie season was
incredible
and a sensation.
And we'll see what he does with Jay Gruden.
Yeah, but did you see what Kaepernick did his first time he got started?
I did, but it took him 11 games to beat out.
But also, RG3 does not even come close to having the same team that San Fran has. Washington has absolutely no weapons. They finally made a move for Andre Roberts this year.
Well, I think they
had absolutely nothing. And he was coming off an ACL tear, so you got to be.
Andre Roberts is going to be like the answer.
No, he'll be a somewhat productive number 2 guy, but no, he's not the answer. They still don't have a number 1 receiver. Yeah, that's true. But like Washington's defense is a mess, and they didn't get Bird. They re-signed D'Angelo Hall, which is confusing because he last year was second in most missed tackles in the NFL.
D'Angelo Hall on Twitter.
No, I did not.
We'll talk about that. We can talk about the cornerback battle a little bit later.
Yes, we can.
Alright, be quiet. Now let me talk.
Ooh.
Colin Kaepernick is the worst quarterback in the NFC West. I know you guys are going to disagree, but who's worse?
Sam Bradford! I kind of look like Sam Bradford. I think I know a little bit about Sam Bradford.
Who's the best quarterback in that division?
He's the best quarterback in the division.
Russell Wilson.
You're wrong.
I don't know.
Coming out of Super Bowl
I'm
champion.
pretty sure you're wrong.
If Kaepernick was a Seahawk, would they have been just as good?
No.
I think he would have thrown. I think he would have made a mistake.
I feel like Russell Wilson, Kaepernick might have a better skill level, maybe, because Russell Wilson you've seen do some magical things. Kaepernick's a little more wild with his passes. Russell Wilson's more controlled, but I don't know. If you're looking for Reach's highest potential, it might be Kaepernick. I like Wilson.
I think Kaepernick would blow out more teams
Right.
than Wilson would.
Right. He has the
But
potential.
Wilson would win more games.
Agreed.
Well, when I say this, I don't think that Wilson's bad because he's phenomenal, but I think I'd rather have Kaepernick. And if you did put Kaepernick in Seattle, I think that they could definitely win the Super Bowl.
Okay.
I mean, like, what do you?
Brandon, why do you
hang on.
think Kaepernick is the worst quarterback in the NFC West?
Because he can't throw the ball, he throws like a freaking girl.
That's a silly. He throws a deep out. He throws it well, but his decision making is flawed.
He has a strong arm. He can work on that.
Decision making is probably
Kaepernick is a strong arm.
Decision making is the most important thing that I look for in a quarterback. I look for the mental before the skill.
Did you see his throw to Vernon Davis against the Cardinals that was for over 65 yards? He has an arm on. He has a cannon. Just because his throwing mechanics are weird. But you just said he doesn't have arm strength, though.
I think he has arm strength, he just can't make the throw.
He throws a girl.
Yeah,
why is Sam Bradford better than Colin Kaepernick? With Sam Bradford, other than Blaine Gabbert, has the lowest yards per pass attempt in the NFL.
Alright, who the heck is Sam Bradford working with?
He's working with Tavon Austin.
He did because last year he got hurt, if you remember.
Okay.
I heard after a few games in.
Sam Bradford has never shown the skill level that Kaepernick has shown,
I
and
think he might have.
Sam Bradford though, I feel like we haven't really seen what his full potential can be.
I don't think
That's why you can't say that he's better than
As
Kaepernick.
long as Brian Schottenheimer is their offensive coordinator, he'll never reach that potential, which is why I think he's set to fail in St. Louis. Carson Palmer threw 22 interceptions. He was okay for the time being for Arizona, but they too need to get an answer in Arizona. They need to go get maybe a Derek Carr.
That division is going to be
last year.
Even St. Louis, look at it.
They're probably going to get clowned. St. Louis might get clowned.
They might. Or they might trade back, but would they...
Or Khalil Mack.
Or Sammy Watkins.
And their defense
But are they looking to go... They need
ferocious.
But they need offensive line help terribly, and they also have Chris Long and Robert Quinn.
They're going to have to win games like 6-3.
When I was
They seem committed to Sam Bradford
I'm
still.
starting my second mock draft. And what I think would be a very good thing is I think Blake Bortles will go #1 to Texans.
I think that's starting to happen too.
I don't think so.
The Texans aren't taking a quarterback.
I think the Texans are taking Khalil Mack. I don't think they like any of the quarterbacks.
That's a good point because Mel Kiper opened his first mock draft, which I hate by the way because he makes you pay for it. He had Khalil Mack going first.
Let me just try to
one pick.
Let me just try to go into the
That's what
Texans.
I think.
Because you're an insider.
Wait,
No, it's on ESPN like the show.
Let me just try to go on. Let me just try to pick the Texans' brain here.
Yeah.
They're thinking we don't like any of these quarterbacks, right? So we're not.
Oh, they have no one on their.
We're not going to reach
on
on
the draft.
Yeah, in the draft. We don't like our quarterbacks either.
I don't think they like Mays. I don't think Mays.
I don't think they see Bridgewater or Bortles.
No,
as
I think they might see Bortles to me as the only guy. But like, this is another thing. They are a quarterback away from becoming a Super Bowl contender. Clowney's the best player available and will make that defense. But if you even think about Clowney, Roman, oh my god, I keep forgetting his name.
Roman Harper?
No, the defensive coordinator for the Texans. He was the Chiefs head coach.
Romeo Crennel.
Yeah,
Romeo Crennel. I keep forgetting it. His scheme is kind of, I don't know about Clowney, but they still have Whitney Merciless, who's a developing pass rusher. Maybe they might be a quarterback away, but you can keep
I
going.
think this year they should stick with Matt Schaub. Just
Okay. Well, yeah. I agree. I'm not thinking that's
Not
terrible.
only was their quarterback thing a problem for the Texans, though, their defense was bad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
defense is really
I
good.
think that their idea is we could probably get a McCarron later, like a more prototypical quarterback later, and we can address our defense early with Khalil Mack. And I think they just like Khalil Mack's attitude.
Maybe.
His only scholarship offer was Buffalo.
But that was because of the injury he had in high school too.
True. But his only he has a chip on his shoulder.
Oh, yeah.
Clowney is like the peak, but he seems like he has a lot of attitude downside.
Yeah, he's a bum.
And Khalil Mack is just like upside extreme.
yeah, but I'm pretty sure if I'm remembering correctly, Khalil Mack only played 1 year of high school football. That's what he said when he was interviewed.
But he did play 4 years of college football, and he was just a
So if you remember clearly,
Brendan, why do you think? I want to hear more about what your opinion is with Matt Schaub and Houston, what they would do.
Because I don't think there's a quarterback this year that isn't. I think they should go after Andy Murray late.
Okay, but this is my point. Houston, when is Houston gonna get the opportunity?
He's going like the second round though.
When is Houston going to get the opportunity again to be where they are now and get a quarterback? Their team is not as
Did
bad
they
as
get
they
a
were.
quarterback 2 years ago?
I think they can get a quarterback that's better than Schaub in the second round.
Okay, but you want more than better than Schaub.
I don't see Bortles as that much better.
Can Jimmy Garoppolo or AJ McCarron, AJ McCarron, is he another guy that can take it to the next step and get you a Super Bowl?
No. I don't see any of these quarterbacks.
I don't see Manziel, Bridgewater, or Bortles.
Why do I not see any of these quarterbacks being good? I don't like. I just, from what I've seen, I have not seen that, except for Manziel. Manziel is the only one that I see as like an X Factor type quarterback that like can go over the top successfully.
In 5 years,
But he's a risk.
Right.
He could easily get injured week 5 and be gone for the rest of his career.
In 5 years, you literally
He
think
plays a dangerous
quarterbacks.
game, but he is the best X Factor quarterback of the ones in the league.
In 5 years, do you really see any of these 3 quarterbacks being a good quarterback in the NFL?
I think it's premature to say that.
Bridgewater and who?
Manziel. I think
Manziel.
I think Bridgewater's going to become a very steady quarterback in the NFL.
Why?
I think Blake Bortles is going to be, to me, I think he's going to be another Ben Roethlisberger where he makes another team can take it to the next step. I don't know why you guys don't like these rookie quarterbacks. Johnny Manziel is boom or bust. He could become so good.
He had the
You don't have any reason to back it up.
Yes, I do.
That's why I see him as a top 10 pick.
Alright, who are the best quarterbacks in the NFL?
What is the way you would build an NFL team? Because you're against going after free agency. You're against everybody in the draft. What possibly can teams do if you were the GM?
He has the Ted Donahoe idea of GM. He has the let's underpay for weak free agents,
but that doesn't get you anywhere.
I mean,
that's where the Bills have gotten, and this year they haven't made the playoffs in 14 years.
This year, this is what I understand. Why did the Bills push it to last
Okay, but what about next year? What do you think about Jameis Winston? You're not making any good points.
I'm saying
you're saying this year's class sucks, but then what about next year?
The Bills looked into this year. Shut up. The Bills looked into this year.
Just say shut up.
I can't even talk.
Because you're like, why would the Bills pull the trigger? They can't just wait until they finally.
You didn't even hear what I was going to say.
What's the problem with?
You didn't hear what I was going to say.
And then if he doesn't work out,
You didn't hear what I was going to say.
What are you going to say?
Judge EJ.
The Bills looked into.
Let's let Brendan talk.
The Bills looked into this year, right? To see
They're
if
still looking into this year.
No,
they're not done. It's March.
they're pulling the trigger.
Well, you just asked me a question, so I
Last year, when the Bills took E.J. Manuel, when they were thinking about E.J. Manuel, they looked at it this year to see if there's a quarterback this year, and they didn't wait till this year.
But that's another reason why is because none of these quarterbacks other than Derek Carr are seniors, so the Bills didn't know who was going into the draft. Johnny Manziel is a sophomore. Blake Bortles is a junior. Teddy Bridgewater is a junior. The Bills couldn't have known if they were coming in yet.
The only person that I can see being good is Blake Bortles in this draft. Because in the NFL right now, who's the best quarterback in the NFL?
Aaron Rodgers,
Andrew Luck.
Yeah.
And the young guys are uprising.
No.
Not all the young guys.
Why is Teddy Bridgewater not like them? Teddy Bridgewater.
I think Teddy Bridgewater.
The same skill set
reminds me as
Teddy Bridgewater
or Gino.
Why? Because he's black? Is that why? Because he reminds me of Aaron Rodgers.
He stays
in the pocket. He has mobility in the pocket to open up throws, and he's got a great arm and precision that I haven't seen a lot of other quarterbacks in college be able to do. He's just like Aaron Rodgers.
The Dolphins made a big move.
What
They signed Mike Beck.
No, they didn't.
I was kidding. They signed Cortland Finnegan.
Don't you lie. Hey, wait, that's a good segue, though, because I want to talk about Michael. That's a good segue. Let's talk about Michael Vick. He is yet to sign. No, it is.
I'm not done with the Bridgewater conversation.
I'm not done either. The best players in the NFL are
saying that I don't think Bridgewater is very good. I also don't think Bortles is very good.
No, the thing that I think
You haven't looked into them
the best
enough
quarterbacks
to
in the
know.
NFL are the smartest quarterbacks
I've seen Bridgewater
and the most pocket friendly.
Okay, Teddy Bridgewater is pocket friendly, and how do you know he's not smart?
I saw him play
I'm not gonna say that. Come on.
So the best quarterbacks in the NFL are exactly like Blake Bortles, pretty much.
I guess.
No, the thing I feel about
Not every player is the same just because they're the same physical attributes.
To me, Bridgewater doesn't have anything great. He does everything good.
Yes, he does everything. He's
Bortles or Bridgewater?
Bridgewater.
I think Bortles does the same.
He doesn't have the talent that like wows you like an RG3 would.
But he's been just as good as Blake Bortles.
Well,
Blake
yeah,
Bortles has
compared to
more
RG3.
turnovers.
He doesn't have RG3.
What does Teddy Bridgewater not have that Blake Bortles does other than size?
What?
What does Blake Bortles have
Hand
that Teddy
size.
Bridgewater doesn't? Because you're saying
Hand size.
Bridgewater's potential is much lower. Why?
Bridgewater's hand size is the smallest in the draft this year. He has
I never said anything.
7
You're saying that he...
I just don't think any of these
skill set-
quarterbacks are sure things.
No, I agree.
Like there's no
I'm saying they're
prototype. Like
No one's a sure thing except for Andrew Luck.
Andrew Luck is the only sure thing.
You've never seen another sure thing, but with Peyton Manning, you've seen... But no one was so sure.
You've never seen anything like
He's a
I've
great
never seen any quarterback prospect.
He's just
like
as fast
Andrew
as Cam Newton. He's just as big. He's got an
I'm
arm.
talking to a guy who hates Andrew Luck.
I don't hate him. I just didn't like his rookie year. Now I like him. He's a great quarterback now, but his rookie year wasn't good.
His rookie year was still incredible.
He brought it to
18 or
a
something.
He just wasn't. He just
Yeah, but
wasn't
he had
as
to throw
RG3's rookie year, which was like beyond.
Yeah,
And the wanna why too though, he didn't have the running game that Washington had, and also he was asked to throw the football over 40 times a
he
game.
can be a Hall of Famer. He probably is going to be a Hall of Famer.
This draft
Andrew Luck,
class,
it's been 2 years, but
I just feel
I think
they're very like
No.
questionable. Like it's not like
Colts
last
suck.
year's where it's like this draft class is weak.
why do the Colts suck?
But it's not like the year before where this draft class is awesome. It's the quarterback draft class is like a lot of like we don't know.
Yeah, but
And we won't know until they play.
saying that the Colts defense sucks is just helping out Andrew Luck.
I think
I
Manziel
said that
getting
Andrew Luck
drafted
is
say by
great.
like Minnesota where he gets to play with Peterson would be really interesting to watch.
Wait, what'd you say?
Very well at.
What?
Say Manziel getting drafted 8th by Minnesota.
I don't think he falls that far. I don't think he
does.
falls. I think if he goes,
That's
I think he's either going to
I'm
Jacksonville.
not taking Mel Kiper. That's
exactly what he said.
Okay, maybe Mel Kiper took mine.
I think Jacksonville.
Mel Kiper picked Khalil Mack first overall and Johnny Manziel.
God, I hope that he's not right because he's never right. I think going entire first round without getting any pick right.
Yeah, he had like 2 right last year. I had 7.
Yeah, I don't want to be following
I
Mel
thought
Kiper, but if he's following me, huh.
I think Jacksonville is going to go for Manziel, and if he doesn't, I think someone's going to trade up. I just think someone's
Dallas Cowboys.
If
Maybe they're
Manziel
gonna come
goes
up
to
and take
Jacksonville,
Johnny Manziel.
his career is going to be worse.
Why?
That team is just
Cecil
Let me
Shorts,
just tell you
Justin
about my
Blackman.
Let me talk
Toby
about
Gerhart.
my mock draft.
Yeah, but Justin Blackmon.
Manziel's not like a quarterback that's going to be able to feed all these receivers. He's going to do it himself a lot.
By the way,
I feel like I'd much rather have him have like
Let me tell you my
Minnesota
first
type
5, my top 5 on my mock draft.
I'm calling BS on this kid getting 15 right on his mock draft.
I was kidding.
Please.
I claim shenanigans.
I claim shenanigans.
Alright, let me tell you my top 5 on mock draft.
Okay.
Number 1 overall, the Browns take Blake Bortles. Number 2 overall, the Dallas Cowboys take Johnny Manziel. Number 3, let me think. Oh, number 3 overall.
You think the Cowboys are trading for a quarterback after they
Number
signed
3 overall, the
Tony Romo?
Jaguars take Jadeveon Clowney. Number 4 overall, the Khalil Mack goes to the Texans. And number 5 overall, Sammy Watkins goes to the Raiders.
It's potentially happening. It could potentially happen. I just don't see
the
the
Cowboys trade up for?
They traded up for Johnny Manziel. With the Rams.
Why?
I would do that if I were the Cowboys,
Why
but
would
they're
the
not done
Cowboys-
after Tony Romo
Why would
signed
They said they have
6
interest in Johnny Manziel.
For a quarterback who
They
you
said
could
that-
actually argue that the Cowboys' one of their better things is quarterback right now.
Dallas, wait, listen, let me talk. They're interested in Johnny Manziel. Listen. Hey, ESPN reported this, okay? The Dallas Cowboys met with Johnny Manziel, potentially interested if he plummeted to where they pick. Not, they're going to move up to the 2nd overall pick when they have,
We don't know anything behind the scenes.
when they have you know nothing either. When they have a 5, when they have a,
You have a conversation
Hey,
with Jerry Jones.
let me talk, when they have a 5-year contract still, Tony Romo's under it for 5 years that they just re-signed him last year. He's coming off back surgery. There is no way, absolutely no way, they're trading up to get a quarterback. They are going to trade up if they're going to trade up. They're going to trade for a defensive position which was 32nd in the NFL.
I thought
say
you
something.
traded
Jerry
up to
Jones
get
has
like
nothing
Mack
to
or like Clowney, which would make so much more sense.
I would say
Trade up
something.
for Manziel.
Jerry Jones has nothing to do with the draft, so I would not be talking.
He's the one
He's not the
that is
general
involved in the draft.
Yes.
Jerry Jones is the general
He's
manager.
the owner.
No, he's also the general manager.
Alright, so
Dude, you are just
I didn't know he was the GM. I thought he was the owner.
full of BS right now.
I wasn't really BS.
How come no one's we're talking about quarterback. How come no one's including Derek Carr? Because a few teams have said that they like Carr.
Well, we're talking top 5. We're talking the top 10 picks. I don't see Derek Carr. I think he's going to
Carr
Cleveland.
like the Brady Quinn.
If I'm Arizona,
as Jamarcus Russell.
okay.
No, I don't put him as Jamarcus Russell. I would never
put that on a man.
I would never call out people's careers before they started.
Okay, well, what about this? What about
I
this?
would say that I think he might fall in the draft. Brady Quinn.
Let me lay down this scenario. Derek Carr. Let me lay down this scenario. Derek Carr to the Arizona Cardinals at 22.
I would like that actually for the Cardinals.
He wouldn't have fallen that far. I think the Cardinals would.
I feel like the Cardinals keep waiting on fixing that. They need to keep fixing that offensive line.
Right.
The Bucks side is solid.
Like Carson Palmer is a good stopgap
Yeah, he
player,
can hold them.
and he showed them 10-6 last year.
There was a report that Cleveland really likes Sammy Watkins and also really likes Derek Carr. So at 4, if they go Watkins, you better be sure that you don't want to take one of these quarterbacks at 4 because you might not get Derek Carr if you like him at 26. You might have to move up, and maybe they're willing to do that, but you got to be careful with that, to be honestly. So, I mean, you're going to give up that 26 pick to move up and also probably like a 3rd pick to get Carr because you might see Minnesota come back and say they don't go for one, but say Arizona comes back in, say like Tampa Bay comes back in to get their guy. Cleveland's got to be pretty sure that they can get him if they're pretty sure that he's the answer when there's 3 other guys that you can get 4. And you can probably get a receiver at that 26 pick that is not going to be just as good as Watkins, but he'll be a playmaker because receivers are the deepest position in the draft this year.
Let me just go back to the Bills real quick. I think the Bills know that, or like a receiver in the draft.
I think it's between receiver and tackle.
Okay.
No, I think they look at a receiver in the draft because they haven't signed one yet.
Dave, what do you think of it?
Well,
What were you going to say?
I was trying to then Brendan so rudely interrupted me. Just go on.
Okay.
Well, I'm not done.
Yeah,
with this
I'd like to hear more about it.
I think they did sign a tackle, but I think that top 10 pick, if you want a sure thing that you know is going to be valuable to your team immediately, it's probably going to be offensive tackle.
I don't mean to be smart, but they didn't sign a tackle. They signed a guard.
Then why would they not draft a tackle?
I don't know.
No, I'm pretty sure they signed a tackle.
They
Why would they
signed
go for
Chris
receiver?
Williams, the left guard.
Chris Williams is a guard.
Yeah.
Then they really need
But
to
he
draft
can
a
play tackle. Just saying.
What?
He's not. I don't know.
He played right tackle for
He's versatile.
18 games.
Being versatile on offensive line is huge, and that's going to keep you in the league for a long time.
Offensive line is
Like my boy Julian Vanderbilt, who I have
the
on
most
my podcast.
critical part of your football team besides quarterback.
Yes,
Your offensive line.
agreed. Yes,
You want to get your quarterback, and then you want to protect your quarterback.
which the Seahawks better keep in mind too when they're drafting, because Russell Wilson was the most. No, I'm not. I got to make sure I'm right on this. He was second behind Ryan Tannehill for the most sacked quarterback in the NFL. So Seattle better.
That's a line problem, but it also might be like a
Injury
global
problem.
rollout.
maybe.
Because I know
But I feel like he only does that.
rollouts.
But I feel like he does that too a lot of the time because of the pressure.
Yeah,
But
probably.
he's not. You don't see him leave by the play. They don't strategically have him play. A lot of time, what Russell Wilson's doing is off of scratch when he's making plays with his feet.
In the Super Bowl, though, that line looked fantastic.
Oh yeah, of course. Everything. Well, yeah,
it was
right.
But I was amazed mostly about
Yes.
the line. Like I knew their defense.
Okay, Dave, what were you gonna say?
Well, I got a couple things to say now. First of all, if you watch some of the Seahawks games, Marshawn Lynch gets stuffed a lot of times. Just like he gets the ball and he just gets stuffed.
Right.
So I mean,
running back in the league.
No, I know what you mean, because a lot of times he's already hit by 2 yards and he's making more after the run. You're right. You're hit the nugget on that one, because it's actually very true that. Oh, you don't like my saying hit the nugget?
Why?
Okay.
what I was gonna say a while
Yeah.
back, and then I got interrupted.
Sure, go ahead.
And then, the scouts and stuff, and people are relating Sammy Watkins to the top guys like Julio Jones and AJ Green.
Right.
Their rating him.
He's a special talent, and there hasn't been a good impactful receiver like this since AJ Green, Julio Jones. That
He's
draft.
probably looking good too.
Who?
Sammy Watkins. He really is.
Okay.
When he was throwing the oranges out at the Orange Bowl after the Orange Bowl.
Before we wrap this up, I want to stick back to the free agency real quick, and I want to talk about the quarterback position and the player that everyone said Michael Vick. Not everyone, but I don't know what you guys think, that Michael Vick was the best available option, youngest. Well, not youngest, but probably the best to win now. He's yet to be signed. It's only Friday, but Where is he going to end up? And is he going to get a starting job, or is he going to end up back in Philly as the backup to Nick Foles? Hanscom, we'll start with you.
Someone else wants to go with this one.
Alright, I got this.
Go
He's
ahead.
gonna have as a starter in Buffalo. I'm sorry.
I can see that.
I
I
don't see it at all. The Bills have said multiple times EJ is their guy as of right now, and it's not fair to put all that on a kid that got hurt.
I feel like it would help the Bills a lot.
But you remember, like, before the Browns game, before he got hurt in that Browns game, we had that game.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
had that-
Oh, no.
That changed our season, just flipped it over into pretty good season, possibly a playoff season with the AFC being what it was.
Well, it was a tight ball game. I don't know why everyone thought that we had
He
the
was
game.
driving down the field. You said it's too run.
And then we scored on that drive.
But he didn't get out of bounds at the right time. It was too late.
There's a huge difference between EJ Manuel and Jeff Toole. We've seen.
Alright, I don't want to get into this. No, wait.
Yeah,
What about the
Bills have
obvious?
their best offensive day when Jeff Toole started, just saying.
What about the obvious choice in the New York Jets?
What game's that? Wait,
Chiefs
wait.
game.
The Chiefs game.
They
What do you do? What do you do with the run?
They outplayed the freaking Chiefs by like 270 yards.
They did, but that's because I put that on Dean
Yes.
and he cost us the game. I wanted him to cut
phenomenal
that.
that game. That was their best game all year.
When he threw that ball to the Chiefs player, I wanted him cut immediately.
The whole
He threw a
thing-
pick six to end to seal the
He cost us.
Okay, he was put in the
game.
worst position of anybody in.
He cost us the game.
There's never been a quarterback put in the worst
he's
position.
not-
Alright. Enough with
game.
EJ Manuel talk.
One more thing about Manuel.
I like the EJ.
Well, not everyone listening to this podcast is a Bills fan, and we've taken up probably 20 minutes talking about the Buffalo Bills.
Like,
They're-
everyone-
Team that no one cares.
Whenever,
I'm sorry.
especially
Yeah,
Brendan.
that's right. I said it.
Especially Brendan. Whenever
Get
everyone
it.
talks about EJ Manuel, everyone seems to forget about his injury. Like, Manuel
That's his
never
fault,
played a
though.
whole
Yeah, that
season.
helps us.
That's
That
his
helps the
fault.
cause.
Yeah.
He's fully healthy.
Really? He didn't get out of bounds at the right time. He kept taking
blame
unnecessary.
him
He got hit out of bounds.
I can't believe
Ken.
getting injured.
So you guys are telling me you don't blame Michael Vick for getting injured?
Different.
No, it's
He's
not. It's the
injured
same
year after
thing.
year
He
after
gets injured. Okay, in one year, EJ Manuel's had 3 knee
But it
injuries.
was all lingering.
So what?
It was the same injury.
It was his fault for not getting
It
out of
was
bounds.
the same
It was
injury.
his
It was
fault.
the same injury. Well, yeah, but the second knee wasn't as bad.
It was still another knee injury.
You can control being healthy. Look at Colin Kaepernick. A running quarterback can control
Yeah, EJ
not
Manuel's
getting
just a-
hit.
I
Just
think
protect
EJ is a little
quarterbacks.
bit out of shape. I would agree with that. I
Right.
think he needs to.
He's a little bit lazy too. Just a little bit.
Oh.
EJ
I don't
Manuel.
see EJ.
Okay,
lazy.
what makes you think he's
I don't see him lazy.
But
Okay.
he plays in the game too, so
Let's keep talking about Michael Vick.
Campbell?
No, he doesn't-
Back to Michael Vick. Why don't the Jets believe in Geno Smith?
I don't see Vic as a starter anywhere. Not even Jacksonville.
Is it so? You think his time as a starter is over?
I
Chad
think
Henne
his time
first
as a
and
starter
probably
is
for the Jags.
done.
Yeah, I agree with that, Hanksy.
What?
So maybe his best shot is just to stay in Philly, where coach loves him. He's been there for a while. He knows the system. Why doesn't he go back there?
Maybe Philly doesn't want him.
Yeah.
That is true. There has been reports that they.
Or if he doesn't want to go
But
back
they
to
might
Philly.
have better options.
There's better options than just Philly.
If I was
Does he want to go-
Philly, I'd much rather have Chip say, "Okay, let's look at this draft. Let me try to find a guy that maybe I can mold to either fill Nick Foles' spot or come in if Nick Foles starts to struggle."
The
He
Jets.
might wait to sign until draft day.
I also heard that the Jets have Marty Morningway as their offensive coordinator. He had the same position in Philadelphia when Michael Vick started those 3 years. The first couple years were on good terms. They ended on some bad terms with that disaster in the 4-12 season 2012. No, I'm sorry, 2013. Nope, 2012.
You know the definition of insanity?
Yes.
It's doing
Funded.
the same
Doing the
thing
same thing over and over again.
with expecting different
Yeah,
results.
expecting different results.
If the Jets sign Mike Vick and expect him to be a starter, then they're insane. Because they're going to be expecting something that's not going to be a foreign.
That's why the Eagles wasted 2 years of LeSean
It was
McCoy,
foolish.
Deshaun Jackson, and Jeremy Maclin's potential because they kept wasting their time with the roster they had.
Yeah, you can't.
Minnesota would have been a good fit if they didn't sign Matt Castle, I think. Houston, what about Jacksonville got Chad Henne. Could Houston be a potential spot if they decide not to draft?
Oh yeah, I forgot about Houston.
He's not a
He's
starter.
not a starter.
Houston might not think quarterback because do you know who they're interested in?
Who?
Ryan Mallett.
That was true, but they did not have enough interest to make a
Ryan
trade.
Mallett.
Ryan Mallett could be the next time.
He has good potential, but listen to this though.
Ryan Mallett does not have the decision making and brilliance.
You know who I can see being the next Tom Brady? Brock Osweiler.
Okay,
I think we're just naming out
I want to say, hold on.
everywhere.
No, he's right, though.
Second
He's
round.
right on this, that Ryan Mallett has not given a chance. He was just as good as Jake Locker and Christian Ponder in that draft, and because of his character issues, he fell. Hold on 1 second. Ryan Mallett, the Houston Texans showed interest in him, but not enough. They dialed up and they wanted to know what the price would be. Like, GMs call in on players. The Eagles, the Giants, the Bills, a bunch of teams called in on Darrelle Revis is like what they'd be asking for, just based on pure interest. But the Texans weren't interested enough to make a move for Ryan Mallett, which maybe Bill O'Brien was the offensive the quarterbacks coach, I believe, for the Patriots when they drafted Ryan Mallett. So if he's familiar with him, if he maybe wants to get his own guy, that might say something. And I don't think there's enough.
I think if the Patriots like Ryan Mallett, they're gonna keep him. Because Tom Brady's what, 38?
He's turning 37 in July.
I think he's got 3 more to go. I think he wants arguably 1 more ring.
He's trying.
Hang it up.
Yeah. Right. I think if he gets 1 more ring.
I also think he'll keep going.
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question about Brady? Everybody gets on Richard Sherman because of what he does. They say, "Oh, what a scumbag!" But then Tom Brady does the same thing, screaming on the sidelines, and they're all like, "What a fiery competitor!" Why is that?
He's not with his team.
Richard Sherman goes after opponents. Tom Brady pumps up his team.
Yeah.
Tom Brady also yells at his team that he got in Aaron Dobson and Kendall Tompkins' face Thursday night against the Jets. So you're wrong on that case.
No,
and yet everyone says
no.
he's a fiery competitor. But then when Richard Sherman does the exact same thing, they're like, he's a total
Did they
scumbag.
say that when he yelled? When does Richard
Yes,
Sherman yell at teammates? I always thought.
No. I didn't yell at his team. I mean, get pumped.
Glory for Richard
When
Sherman.
Richard Sherman talks, Tom Brady talks too, bud. If you have him mic'd up,
He does talk.
if you listen to the mic'd up against him in the AFC
Every
Championship
player
against the
does.
Ravens,
Every
he's
single
trash
player in the
talking.
NFL does.
And so then why is it wrong with Richard Sherman just because they get him on the mic doing it?
Because he said, I'm the best quarterback in the league.
I think no, it's not that.
That's not why. That's just what he said.
That impersonation was hilarious, but it was not that. It was Sherman's attitude being directed at Crabtree was what turned people off.
So it's more about
Tom Brady. No, Tom Brady does some dirty things. We remember him like diving at the like.
Tom Brady's also a spoiled loser too. He walks off the field on shaking people's hands every time he loses.
I think Tom Brady is one of the.
I swear to God, he does.
He is legend, if not
You are wrong on this all the time. Everybody talks about how he does this. Against the Patriots, against the Panthers on Monday night, the minute they called that an incomplete pass, I'm done.
But no, but when Richard Sherman, Michael Crabtree just got eliminated from a chance to go to the Super Bowl, you don't walk up to him and do that. And then
they got him. They caught him at the minute he got that
such a
pick.
No, when he went up to him, was like, good game, and started like.
He said, "Good game. Give me a break." Michael Crabtree.
Good game. He's like,
no, but Michael Crabtree also hit him in the face. Richard Sherman. When you listen to Richard Sherman, he kind of didn't sound being sarcastic. He sounded kind of sincere when he walked up.
Tell me this. If Crabtree catches that, does he go up to him and say, "Good game"?
I don't know. I've never seen
But
that.
are you knocking? Like,
I'm not knocking. I'm asking why.
Do you think Tom Brady's still? Do you think Tom Brady's still one of the best quarterbacks ever?
Yeah.
Still, he will go down no matter what happens.
Yeah.
One
Do
of
you
the
think he's almost better than Montana, if not better?
By the way, Charles Tillman resigned with the Bears.
That's good. That's a good move by us.
I hate that. I want to
But back to the Brady. Like Tom Brady, I do think he's a competitor. He yells at his teammates. He gets on his teammates because he expects the best out of his teammates. Always.
And I love that.
He puts in his best.
Just for the record, Richard Sherman is not a scumbag personality-wise.
I don't think Richard Sherman's a scumbag
off the
either.
field, he's one of the most involved in his community. So I'm just saying he's not like a thug like some people think.
He's not a thug, but Sherman is. He is a little.
Oh, look, Brendan has something else negative to say about what I said. What else is freaking
no? He is a little temperamental towards like people calling him out and saying he's not the best. Well,
but Deion Sanders did that too.
Deion Sanders,
he was a scumbag too.
Neither of them were scumbags. They're not
Sanders
scumbags.
was a scumbag. He still is. How do you? What coach was he on? Is he on the NFL?
You say a lot of things. You say a lot of things that sound ignorant,
but they make sense.
Unprofessional.
Okay.
They are not scumbags. They are not at all. They are just competitive. Richard Sherman is
In their
probably
own
the
way.
most competitive player, besides maybe Tom Brady.
Everyone's competitive, just they handle it in a different way. Some people don't talk.
He's aggressive.
Some people go like
He's
Calvin,
aggressive
right?
and
Some
abrasive.
people like Calvin Johnson just do it on the field. They don't say much and they
There are
shake their head.
people- there are
Like Barry
people
Sanders
like
scores a touchdown, he just hands the ball to the ref.
Like,
There's people that handle it.
I don't know
a
that
different way.
I wish the Bills honestly had more people that would get in the opponent's face. I mean, we sacked them a lot. We sacked teams a lot. I know it's a.
There's a couple
the Bills.
occasions that they
The
got
Bills sack teams a lot, and they do not get in the faces of individuals. Except there was
Jets-
one moment. The last moment that I
The
saw.
Jets do that as well, by the way.
Was when someone took off Fitzpatrick's helmet and Fitzpatrick got in his face.
Yeah, did you see that? That was great
Did you
spikes.
see that? I saw that. I saw it.
That was great spikes. No, not only did he get him on his face, he said,
That's why I
you know,
mentioned
let's,
it.
he said, let's epic go. No, this is what Ryan Fitzpatrick said. Ryan Fitzpatrick was like a lumberjack, and he got him and said, "Come on, let's epic go, Brandon."
No, but what the thing about like every player talks trash on the field. Like when other players talk about it and are asked that, they say that other people they talk trash on the field. But Richard Sherman, he also takes it off the field. Like you know how many Twitter debates and stuff he gets into.
Okay, but he's not the only one that trash talks on Twitter. Look at Steve Smith, but no one calls Steve Smith a dirty scumbag.
I do.
Yeah, Daniel Hall initiated when Daniel Hall has no business talking to Richard Sherman. Hey, Daniel Hall, why don't you make a tackle first? He was second in most missed tackles. He's an overpaid veteran corner.
in one game.
Steve Smith might be the scummiest player in the NFL.
What was it?
Steve Smith might be the scummiest player in the NFL.
Stop saying
He gets in fights
scummy
every
is a
game.
terrible word.
He gets
It's an
in fights every
unprofessional
game.
word.
He
It
gets
is
in
an
fights-
unprofessional word.
Okay.
Do not say scummy. It just sounds silly, ignorant. No, I'm sick of hearing the words scumbag, scummy, idiot.
Welcome to the Inside Brennan's Football 9. Check it out, realnosguy.blogspot.com. You done with that already?
D'Angelo Hall said to Richard Sherman, he said, "Check my stats," and then after go check my bank.
Check my
He said, after that, he said, "Yeah, you right. Your team is great, man. Can't argue that. Cam Chancellor and L. Thomas, they're the best in the biz." Then 3 months later, he said, "Just make sure you stay in Seattle because without that pass rush, you are who we thought you were. 5th round pick with no speed."
Who thought they were?
And then, like 5 minutes later, he said, "Man, you better start praying now that you can do what I do 10 years in the game." And then, like 5 minutes later, he said, "Let me know when you have 4 interceptions in one game."
Alright, let me say one thing about Richard Sherman as well. He stays on one side, and I've heard some people that are skeptical that maybe he should be shadowing the best receiver in the game that entire time. Is that based on skill set or just the game plan that he doesn't have a choice?
At one point, he was covering Joe Webb.
Football's
He
not-
stays on the left side.
Football, I feel, is not an individual game. No, I don't think you need the shadow
It's a team
receivers to
sport.
be
It's the
considered the best. In my mind, Richard Sherman is the best corner right now. He is.
A healthy Darrell Revis. I'm sorry, I'm going.
A healthy Darrell Revis gets beat by the likes of Stevie Johnson.
Okay,
Stevie
you
Johnson
can't
is a really
keep
good
using
receiver.
that because a couple games Stevie caught some touchdowns on
He
him.
dominates.
When you watch Darrell Revis, did you watch? When you watch Darrell Revis dominate guys like Des Bryant, the skill set.
Revis
Hey,
can't
Steve Smith.
handle
Stevie Johnson also had a big game against Richard Sherman.
Stevie
So-
Johnson is good against the beat.
I think that's just saying that Stevie Johnson's a good wide receiver. Big deal.
I do agree with you that a big game with
He is a good
Richard
wide
Sherman,
receiver.
but
He's a great route runner.
He also,
he had a good game with Richard Sherman, but most of that was garbage. I love
But-
44.
Right.
But then how can you say Revis is better than Sherman? How can you say that?
No, not the Revis. I'm talking about
Darrell
Sherman.
Revis is physical. I've seen it more. He's been showing it more. He also has a secondary that's not as good. To talk to me when Darrell Revis has two, arguably you could argue anything that the Seahawks have the two best safeties in the NFL. Okay, I'm just saying he benefits off that, and also
You could also
pass rush.
argue that the Jets defense that Revis was on was very good.
Yeah,
You could also argue that water is blue, but you know it's
Water is
not
not
blue.
blue, it's clear.
Right, but you can
argue
argue.
anything.
You
It looks
can't.
like it. It looks like it's blue.
Only stupid people can argue things that aren't true.
No, only smart people can. Only people that are going to be lawyers.
Yeah.
Alright, so
Okay.
before we end this thing, just a couple new updates. A couple of receivers. Emmanuel Sanders is visiting with the 49ers, and Hakeem Nicks is at Indianapolis visiting the Colts.
Ooh.
That was a while ago when he went to the Colts.
He could.
Would he be? I like that fit actually. Oh, one more right before we go. Eric Decker to the Jets. What do you like him? What do you think about that? I don't like it.
Bust. I don't like that at all. I think he's a complimentary receiver that needs a quarterback.
I don't like
does he
that
get quarterback? He made Tim Tebow.
True. He did. Tim Tebow and Eric Decker.
Don't you're 1 hour.
We'll go for another hour with Hansky for Tim Tebow. So we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. We're going to stop it right here.
Eric Decker's a good quarterback.
Tune in tonight.
He's a good receiver.
Tune in tonight for the battle of battles.
We'll have it up on iTunes tomorrow. We're going to have. So that'll wrap it up. Thanks for joining us here on NFL Offseason Podcast. Tune in this tonight. We're going to record it. You can go on the livestream.com/NFL Offseason to view it live. If not, go to youtube.com/NFL Experts. Also check us out on iTunes at NFL Offseason or on iTunes at the Puckett Podcast if you'd like to hear the debate show, football versus hockey. That's going to do it. Brendan,
at Puckett Pod, at Hansky57.
Okay. Also follow Brendan on Twitter at 716 Sports Talk and follow me on Twitter at DB Sports Talk.
And please
for Jordan Hansky, David Cassetti, and Lou DB. This is Brendan Erickson. Goodbye.
Okay.
There we go.
I'm surprised he hasn't